So I'm joined by Rebecca, the star of Confessions of a Redheaded Coffeeshop Girl.
A Redheaded Coffeeshop Girl.
Can you tell us a bit about your show for anyone that hasn't seen it yet?
Sure. Would you like me to tell the audience this way?
A bit of both, maybe.
Okay. So basically, this show is about a graduate, Joni Little. She's just graduated from anthropology. That was her major. And she can't find a job in her field, so she gets a job in a coffee shop. And much like David Attenborough or Jane Goodall, she starts sort of turning all the customers in her coffee shop into the animals they would be in the jungle. So it's very silly, very fun. But also at the same time, you've got jazzy tunes, some coworker showdowns, some life lessons learned, and even a whole romance plot. And I play like roughly 20 characters.
Yeah, and this is the 10th anniversary of the show.
Yes.
Have you been doing it every year for those 10 years?
So 10 years ago, it was at the Gilded Balloon in the Teviot, which is under construction this year. And basically, since then, it's toured all over the UK, all over Canada, all over America. And now, of course, it's back at the Fringe for the 40th anniversary of the Gilded Balloon and the 10th anniversary of the show. It sold out its entire run when it was here the first time, so they quadrupled the size of my theater. So we've got that very cute plush theater you were just in. And yeah, we're having a good time, and I think there'll be some more touring coming up this fall.
Very good. Is there any changes you've made in those 10 years?
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm going to say every show I've performed, I've tweaked something because I just get better at telling jokes, or I find something is funnier if you tell it a certain way. And even just like as time rolls on, the show is now actually a nostalgia piece, right? Because it was 10 years ago. So some of the jokes I make are now just funny because people remember, oh my God, I had an iPhone too, or whatever. So I find there's like funny moments I've found that are new just simply because of time passing. And like, so I'm a young millennial, like because of my age range or whatever, it's cool to have Gen Z come in and share their graduation horror stories with me too. It's like we sort of swap tales. Yeah.
You mentioned you play about 20 or so characters. How do you keep the energy up to play so many different characters? It's very impressive how you change between even the accents and stuff.
I appreciate you noticing the accents. I mean, I did go to theater school, and like any actor, you know, I do my research, but honestly, I do like a huge cardio warm-up before the show so that my energy is like already at a certain level. Because you saw, like the third character I play is like a jogger who like does not stop. But on days when, you know, you're not feeling as energetic, a little bit of Red Bull will help.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
What about the theatre? I found it was quite a big theatre to play in. Is
I was
that challenging at all
projecting.
to be one person doing a whole show in, I'd say it's a pretty big theatre for the Fringe?
Yeah, that was the biggest theater I've ever like been assigned for the Fringe, for sure. I think the biggest thing was also like doing a lot of vocal warm-ups as well, because as you can tell, like I have to like use my full lung capacity to talk to everybody. And sure, I'm amplified or whatever, but like when you're singing, you want people, if it's like a louder song, to feel like they're in a concert and stuff like that.
You mentioned you toured around the UK and Canada. Is there any difference between the audiences in different places?
Oh yes, there is. Okay, so I've noticed, so Canada and America, because they're so used to like lots of comedy specials and like Just for Laughs and all that kind of stuff, they're more of like a comedy audience, and so when they actually see a theater piece, they already start very rowdy. Whereas the UK, I find, because you guys have so much wonderful theater as well as comedy, you start more polite, very respectful, and I sort of have to like warm up the crowd a little bit, and then they know it's okay to giggle, and then everyone starts laughing. But honestly, I kind of prefer that because like it's nice to start where the audience and you are connected, and you know you're like sort of trying to achieve the same goal. Where there have been in like in New York once, there was an audience, it was like a later show, they were so drunk, I felt like I almost had to like corral the crowd and like get them in and get them focused, which you can do when you're playing a bunch of silly characters, but it was a lot of work. I slept for like 10 hours after that show.
Yeah, another thing I found quite impressive was the sound effects.
Oh.
It's also well timed. Does that take a lot of rehearsal too?
Yes, yeah, that's why I brought my own stage manager, David Kingsmill, because there's I think 90 sound cues. And that's not including like playing the music and doing the lighting, so you need like a seasoned stage manager to come with you.
You mentioned this is loosely based on your life as well. Was that quite difficult to share that part of your if it's about you yourself, share that part of your life at all?
I think when I was actually 21, 10 years have passed, but when I was 21, yeah, I was like, here are some cringy moments from my youth. But now I can kind of look back on it and just sort of like appreciate how silly and fun life is when you're in your 20s. So I think it was cringy for me at first, but now it's kind of nice to like revisit an old chapter of my life, so to speak.